Okay kids, here's Earl Grey. Wanna hear a nice little sci-fi story? Here's one for you. There's this giant metal pipe penetrating the surface of some distant planet, ejaculating a fierce-looking prisoner and a guard into some space underneath. So that this planet is obviously fucked, in any sense of the word. And so this guy is on this fucked planet and survives some, let's say, adventures until he's mega fucked. Mega fucked! And meets these nice three guys. On a second thought, kids, it's bedtime. But maybe there are some old men or women with a wicked sense for senseless violence around. You may wanna stay and be welcomed to Johnny Ryan's wonderful world of subtle humor. Actually, all irony for a second aside. For Johnny Ryan, the start of his series Prison Pit is almost him being subtle. Prison Pit is a series of 6 small trade paperbacks from Fantagraphics, more than 100 pages each, perfectly printed on thick paper stock. Actually almost small art objects in my opinion, even though the cartoony gore content disagrees with any higher ambition. If you've read, for an example, his Angry Youth comics, you know what Johnny Ryan's comics are all about. Essentially one-note jokes about lowering the bar as low as possible and then still find a way to ooze under it. Prison Pit consists exclusively out of repulsive characters getting at each other's throats. It's sort of concluded in a crescendo of bloody gore in Volume 6 that was put out recently. I figure Prison Pit is the name of the main character as well. Prison Pit who is thrown into a prison pit. So even the title is self-referential in a clever, stupid way. That main protagonist and his unfellow prisoners rip their limbs off, maim, eat and rape each other in every way possible. To say it in the words of that guy, no bros, no mercy, complete and total slaughter. There's absolutely no shortage of senseless violence. If this would have been drawn in a realistic style, it would be just repellent torture porn, and hopefully none of us is into that kind of thing. But obviously the comic here is too over the top and too goofy to be taken seriously. And the saving grace above all is the art in Prison Pit. It's the cartoony minimalism of Johnny Ryan. Despite of all the gore and dirt, most of the panels look pretty clean and almost tidy with their clean lines, even if they're cluttered sometimes with torn limbs and genitals and body fluids and exploding robots and whatnot. Some pages have even a strange beauty despite of their ugly subjects. The decompressed, very fluid sequences are a very quick read. Some panel sequences have almost a cinematic quality. I mean, they look almost like the storyboard for a demented animation flick. Okay, I don't want to go too far and rationalize some reason into the stuff, which is meant to be just bloody dumb beyond every redemption or an analysis. But as much as I've enjoyed Prison Pit, as much would I be curious to see Johnny Ryan leaving his one-joke comics at least once. Other cartoonists like Michael DeForge or Jesse Jacobs have already proven that a minimalistic, reduced art style can be a perfect fit for much more complex stories. But of course, there's no way around. Prison Pit, as it is funny as hell. Even though I suppose it's not everyone's kind of funny. I would consider Prison Pit as one of the best comics around. I even would say stuff like this is important in a world full of self-censorship and conformity. But I would recommend to give this comic only to those that share a special twisted humor. For I have tried not to showcase the most disturbing pages of Prison Pit in this video. So much for self-censorship. But I have to admit that I'm not as badass as Johnny Ryan. No one is, I guess. So, thanks for listening and watching. Goodbye.